Forces with U.S. Senator begging the government to do something. And joining me now from Washington is the girl's mother, Callie Houck, and California Senator Barbara Boxer. Ladies, welcome. Ms. Houck, I just want to begin with you. If you can, just take me back to that day. Your girls, as we mentioned, they've been at your home. Can you just tell me about the moment when you found out they had been in that accident?
Well, it was a parent's worst nightmare. What happened is officers showed up at my back door at 2 o'clock in the morning. It took that long. And we were delivered the bad news.
When you found... It's one layer, as you mentioned, being a parent's worst nightmare, and then finding out that they were in this rental car that was under recall. What was your first thought?
Well, the manner in which we found out was through our family resources that notified their father and I that the car was rented, the car was recalled. Enterprise never gave us any information about the status of that recall. Didn't give us any information at all.
So, Senator Boxer, let me just bring you in because
Sure.
I know this happened in your home state. Tell me why exactly you're involved, how this could have even happened in the first place, and what it is exactly you're hoping to change.
Well, I'll start with your last question. I have asked the rental car companies to simply make a pledge, make it in writing, and make it quickly. And that pledge says, effective immediately, our company is making a permanent commitment to not rent out or sell any vehicles under safety recall until the defect has been remedied. Very straightforward, very simple. And the reason that I decided to do this is Callie is working with me on getting legislation through. I'm working with Chuck Schumer and others on it. But the way things go around here, it takes too long. So we want the companies to sign this pledge. And the great news is that Hertz Rent-A-Car has done so. They're the only ones to do so.
Right. Hertz is the only one.
Enterprise has not.
What's the reaction? What's the explanation from these other car companies, these rental companies, to you based upon this pledge?
I don't know what their explanation is, and I'm not interested in their explanation. If Hertz Rental Car can do this, and by the way, they sell their fleet. All these companies sell their fleets. Almost between 67% and 100% of the cars they rent, they sell. They're selling a lot of those in a defective situation. So the only one to sign the pledge is Hertz. They have about 18% of the market. Enterprise has 52%. They haven't signed. Avis has a chunk. They haven't signed. And Dollar has been, absent. So bottom line is, we're going to keep the spotlight on. So why did I want to do this? Callie is my constituent. Her children, they were my constituents. But the bottom line here is I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, and I know the love that I feel for my kids and my grandkids. And if anyone took them away from me for any reason that could be averted, avoided, I would do what Callie is doing, and the least I can do is stand with her.
Sure.
And I'm very happy that Hertz has signed this because, we know we're making some progress here.
Let me throw this up on the screen. And actually, if what you're telling me here in my ear is the pledge, she just recited that word for word. So this is what the senator is hoping for these different car companies to agree to. My question, though, is, and this is what perhaps rental car company or critics would say, is if you're asking for this blanket pledge that maybe it's taking it too far. I mean, if there's a sticker that's misspelled and that then determines it's under recall, does that merit the time and the cost to change that as well? What do you say, Callie?
What do I think?
Right.
I think that the rental car industry would like to pass the risk of defective cars on to the consumer. And as far as a recall, the National Highway Transportation and Safety Administration, as well as the Motor Vehicle Safety Act, indicate that if a car is under a safety recall, that car presents an unreasonable risk to safety and to risk of injury. Why should the industry be able to evaluate whether a recall is important? Just fix the car. It's quite simple. If the car is under safety recall, you take it to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer, free of charge, repairs that vehicle. This is not a fledgling industry. This is a billion-dollar industry. There is no excuse.
Sure, and I think that reading your story, that perhaps people watching right now had no idea that you could be driving a recalled car that you rent and could have no idea. Final question to you, Callie. You know, until perhaps all these car companies sign Senator Boxer's pledge, what advice do you have for people renting cars?
Go to Hertz.
Go to Hertz. Senator Barbara Boxer and Callie Houck, I thank you both very much for me in Washington. The girlfriend of mob boss